the God who carried him through every valley. His body grew weaker, but his faith grew stronger. His strength faded, but his worship deepened. His eyesight dimmed, but his spiritual vision sharpened. And at the end of his life, when all he had left was a staff to lean on, he leaned on God more than ever before. The scripture says, "By faith Jacob blessed each of the sons of Joseph." He blessed the next generation, not from a throne, not from a victorious battlefield, not from a place of perfect accomplishment. No, he blessed them while dying. He blessed them while weak. He blessed them while leaning. He blessed them while holding onto God more than he held onto life. Why? Because faith sees beyond the moment. Faith sees future when the present looks hopeless. Faith speaks life when circumstances speak death. Faith declares blessing when the world declares loss. Jacob couldn't change his past, but he could shape the future. Jacob couldn't undo his mistakes, but he could speak God's promises into the generations. My friend, hear me. You don't have to be perfect to bless others. You just have to be faithful. You just have to speak from the place where God has carried you. You just have to lean on him, even when you are tired. Why does Scripture mention that Jacob worshipped leaning on the top of his staff? Because his staff represented his journey. It was the staff he carried when he fled from Esau. The staff he carried into Laban's house. The staff he leaned on when he returned to face his past. The staff he held when God changed his name. The staff that kept him steady in his old age. His staff carried memories. It carried battles. It carried scars. It carried miracles. It was a symbol of everything God had brought him through. My friend, sometimes your worship is strongest when you are leaning. When you are leaning on prayer because you have no strength. Leaning on God because life has drained you. Leaning on faith because circumstances threaten to crush you. Leaning on the promises because your eyes cannot see the path. That is not weak faith. That is powerful faith. That is Jacob faith. That is Hebrews 11 faith. Jacob teaches us that faith is generational. Faith is prophetic. Faith does not die with you. Faith flows beyond your life.